our dear viewers on Synergy TV, all of our viewers on the Caribbean Showtime television in Canada, all of our dear listeners around the world on New 975 FM Multicultural Radio, a very warm welcome to another edition of the program Conversations with Zelisa. I'm Zelisa Budu Singh Rupani, inviting you to sit back, relax, enjoy, get a book, a pen so you can take notes, and of course write down numbers that will be helpful for you and your loved ones. Directing this morning and in Master Control, Hisham Costello. We'd like to send out greetings and a speedy recovery going out to Ariane Malotra. And we're all wishing you a happy Thursday, the 6th of July, 2023. A day and time we'll never have the opportunity to ever have again. So if you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you and yours. Let's quickly go to our quote for today. And of course, our quote coming to us with the kind compliments of Fab India Expo. Forgive me, I myself am battling with the virus. And our quote says, every smile, every word, every kindness is a reflection of the beauty of your soul. I just love this because it's really very beautiful. Every smile, every word, every kindness is a reflection of the beauty of your soul. That came to us with the kind compliments of Fab India Expo. Remember to check them out today for all of their deals, all of their specials, and the food court, the play area. I know the children are on vacation. Make it a family affair when you go on to Fab India Expo. Today my guest is a gentleman whom I've known for many years. He's a friend. Sometimes he becomes the wind beneath my wings when he doesn't even know it. And is someone I do have a lot of faith and trust in. And I'm speaking of no other than life coach Robin Kisoon. Robin, good morning and a warm welcome.
Good morning, Zelisa.
It seems like forever since we've been on set.
Yes, it is. A few months, yeah. But not so long, really.
But it seems like forever.
Yeah.
Welcome. It's nice having you with us. Spend some time in studio. And today you're going to be talking to us about going beyond divorce.
Yes.
A new life, a new beginning, a new
That's right.
chapter in your life.
Yes.
And a lot of people, it's really very easy for a lot of people. It happens it's okay.
Yes.
And they let go, they let be, and they move on. And then for others, it's very difficult.
Exactly.
I like to describe divorce as a death. Because when you have a relationship that's started from somewhere that is beautiful,
yeah.
and you have dreams and aspirations for that relationship to grow,
Yes.
from strength to strength, and then you build relationships with families extended, you're disenchanted, you're unhappy, you can't find peace within yourself, and it's even difficult for those who actually see their partner, their ex-partner, move on and in another relationship, and then they say, but they are living my life,
Right.
You stolen everything from me. But if only you come to terms and you realize that everything happens for a reason and a purpose,
there's a greater good.
and it happens in God's timing,
Yes.
and life goes on.
Yes. I think one of the problems with most people is that they hold on to your past. Your past has already gone, yeah? And the attachment, we are attached to the idea of something that was nice because there was love, there was beauty, there was joy and happiness.
Yes,
right?
at one
it would
time,
have been comfort and security.
comfort and peace and your
Yes.
safe place,
Yes.
your
safety net,
cushion,
yeah.
you know.
And so all that was there. But one of the things that we forget is that we live in a dynamic world.
Yeah.
And what that means is that every given moment, something is changing.
Right.
And if change was happening around you and you were not changing, if your partner was changing and you were not changing too, then you start, instead of being in harmony and a vibrational match to each other,
Yeah.
where you feel the love, joy and happiness, you start going apart.
Right.
Once that starts happening, you start looking more and more at all the things that are not working, and you spend a lot of time and energy there, rather than what can we do to make a difference, or what it is I could do to change the situation that I am in.
Right.
But what we want the next person to change. We want the next person to love us. We want the next person to come back. You know, it's always about the next person and not me. If we change that, and we start saying, hey, this is where I take control, right? My life is not where it is, right? If I focus on all the things that are not working, what I'll do, I'll continue to see more of that, okay?
Yeah.
And then I'll push the person further away from me.
Right, right.
The way I love that person is to find, you know, a lot of times, right, when people come to me, Zelisa, I ask them to go back to what brought them together.
Right.
Right.
Take you back to that time.
Let's go back there.
Yeah, yeah.
What it is that happened then, right, that is not happening now. And you know, many times when people go back to that time, they quickly realize the little silly things. It was no big thing, you know, but little things that they used to do for each other, the way they would speak with each other, how they would look at each other, everything, and those things fell by the wayside because we got busy in the house, the children, whatever, and we forget that we're still in a relationship, right? And because of
Is
that,
it that we become too comfortable?
complacent. Yeah, that's what happens. And many times I speak, especially ladies, sorry, I'm not knocking them, but ladies need to know this. They feel because they got the guy, that's it, you know, that's the end of the work, you know, and then they stop taking care of themselves. A lot of times, whether I'm not saying you shouldn't put on weight or something. It happens with age. You have a baby, things happen, right? But not because you put on some weight or something mean you can't be nice, right?
Right, but let me stand up here for some women out there.
It's okay.
What about the men who let go of themselves as well?
Same thing.
Who just take it for
Same
granted
thing.
that, okay, I
Same
have
thing.
my wife.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I am not discounting anybody, right? It is your responsibility to make sure that at all times you try to be the best you, the best version of yourself, how you look, how you present yourself to each other, right? Because
but
in
Robin,
the beginning,
but Robin, life is realities. I understand what you're saying. I respect what you're saying. You know, we have a responsibility not just for that person, but for yourself as well and your self-esteem. I always tell my workers, dress for success.
Right.
You know, how you look, how you behave, how you speak. That's how what you give is what you're going to get in return. So I respect what you're saying. But life isn't all about, I mean, you have to be relaxed and you have to be yourself and you know, you have to, I just want you to know that. Because men tend to point at women and say, look how you have yourself, look at, no, and there really are some women that just okay. You know, have some a little pride in yourself to do it for you.
If you can't go and sit with the guy because when he come home from work, he's sweaty and smelling, right? Don't expect him to do the same thing when he comes home and you that way.
I agree.
Right? So both people should know that, hey, you know, maybe we go shower, relax, sit, you know, have a cup of tea together, something to drink, it doesn't matter. You know, you don't need to talk, you know, people don't understand this, you know. When I work with couples, I don't tell them about talking, you know, right? I work with wives already whose relationship was in total chaos, and I told them, I said, look, just be nice to this guy, when he comes home, right, you just go, give him something to drink, don't ask him nothing about his day, let him be the one to start a tongue, let him unwind. When he starts coming to that place...
So we're getting some tips here, right? We're getting some tips here. Great.
Yes. And once they start unwinding, right, and they start getting comfortable, they'll start recognizing what you are doing for them, right? Like I tell a girl, I say, you know, if your husband like you to just squeeze the shoulder, you just go while he's around. They don't say no, or just take his foot, rest it and squeeze it. He might be tired.
So that is vice versa.
Both ways.
If you want your wives to do it, then you've got to reciprocate. You have to, you know, be nice to her as well.
Anything I'm saying here, Zelisa, is not for one party.
Good.
Let's make this very clear.
Right.
Both people.
You don't have to stand up for us women.
We are in a relationship, right? The same thing if your wife come home, what do you want to do to welcome her? Right? You have to talk. You have to question. You don't have to tell her something out of the way. Sometimes the less you say is the more you do. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And those little things. Yeah. And I'm telling you, I know of one person and she did it, you know. And Then the husband starts talking to her, and then he'll tell her how good that feels, right? And then, you know, when he comes home now, he's looking forward to something, you know, and then even like having meals together, little things that you can do.
Yeah.
People don't understand.
I believe I would say that it's important. A simple thing as in the kitchen together, you don't not necessarily, I mean, even if just having a conversation or chopping up vegetables or washing
could be
or
doing
doing
that,
stuff together and enjoying the
yes,
moment.
and you could say, hey, come have a cup of tea and put it there, right? And he's present there, sits there, whatever, you understand? People don't understand the value of just putting a cookie on a plate or some nuts on a plate and put a cup of tea and say, hey, come, have this while I'm washing here, right? What you're doing is building relationships, right? You're also opening up the forum for discussion, right? You're opening the door. Now people might say, well, that sounds silly. Yes, it sounds silly. It's the little things that make a difference.
I agree.
And the little things that add up in the end that become big things or bigger things, right? So it's important that people understand these things, right? Now, relationship gone, fine. Divorce come. Anytime you reach that point where somebody leaves you or have you reach a point of divorce, love has gone, right? You could cry, you could hold on. I am telling you sometimes, Zelisa, both parties know in their heart, right, in their soul that this relationship is no longer working enough.
Right.
Right.
So there, we've talked about this before, and it's important that we identify loving someone and being in love with them. It's two completely different things. It's different, huh?
Yes, it is. And this is what people have to understand, right? So when this happens and the separation comes or the divorce comes, it's up to you now, because you can't force them. They wouldn't live with you. You wouldn't be happy. You wouldn't have all the joys and all the things that you're looking for, right?
You cannot make someone love you.
No.
You cannot force someone to be in love with you.
Right. But what you could do is you can start finding a good place where both of you start now having an amazing relationship. So you could turn that relationship after your separation or divorce into a beautiful one.
Robin, if you'll allow me, and I'm bringing your personal life here now to the forefront, it's something that I've always admired with you and your wife. And I like to say you're happily divorced. And why I use that term is I see you are divorced, but yet I see that love and respect for family. So despite Robin and his lovely wife are no longer living together as husband and wife, you live still together as father, mother, grandparents, and friends to each other. And that's something I've always admired.
But you see, like one thing I learned from my mistakes, and I'm a conscious person and aware of the things that I would have done or the choices I would have made that was not empowering, right? So those disempowering acts or behaviors, I have overcome them, and I have chosen new path, a new way to see things and do things. And I can say this on air, and I said, like I was doing training 2 days straight, yesterday and day before, and I was telling the class, I says, you know, when I look at her, you know, I don't see her as an ex-wife or something. You know, I see her as a divine personality, right, that has shared life with me. And I want at all time to love and respect her, no matter how she thinks, what mood she in, whatever. I want to always hold her in the highest esteem.
I admire that, because at the end of the day, she is the mother of your children, and you share the beautiful relationship of being grandparents to your grandchildren.
And besides that too, Zelisa, she is an amazing person.
It's nice.
Yeah, she is. So you can't take away something from somebody because something didn't work, you know. Right? And just understanding that she has these qualities that are so amazing, right?
So you both accepted reality. We no longer are in love with each other. We can't live together. But we can certainly continue to share good and respect each other, respect each other's space and life. But we have that in common, and that is our family. With that, let's go to this break. This is the program Conversations with Zelisa. I am in conversation with life coach Robin Kisoon, and today we're talking about going beyond divorce in your life. Now, I've always said to you that this program is highly interactive because it's about you and for you to be educated, to have a greater understanding, and to make better choices. If you're in a situation where you're separated, or there's a broken relationship, or you're divorced, or you're in the middle of a storm in terms of your life and your relationship, and you need some sort of advice, or you'd like to pose a question, then please feel free to give us a call, or you can send a WhatsApp message 3847142. That's 3847142. Let's go to these messages. When we return, we continue our conversation with life coach Robin Kissoon.
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Where?
The Fab India Expo Shoguanas. They have announced their final extension.
Final extension?
I thought they were going to be here for a little while. I have a whole list to shop for.
You always wait for last minute.
You know how much I like bargains. Last time they were closing, I got nearly 80% off.
They've got their Dosa festival happening as well. I need to tell my friends about it.
I will eat tandoori chicken, naan, butter chicken, biryani. Oh gosh, my mouth watering.
Also, I want to try their Bombay head massage.
I'll get a pedicure. You know the spa? They have 50% off on a Tuesday.
We have a few days left. They're closing on Monday, July 17th.
Monday the 17th of July.
Yes, Fab India Expo, opposite Medford Gas Station, Shoguanas. Closing on Monday, July 17th.
Super quality supermarket. Best quality and great prices. Get your fresh fruits, vegetables and meats. It's a one-stop shop for the most affordable groceries, baby items, kitchen supplies, bathroom accessories, car care supplies, pet food, toys and lots more, all at Super Quality Supermarket. Wide aisles, fully air-conditioned and secured parking. 3 locations nationwide: Couva Car Park, Couva, 98 Endeavour Road, Shoguanas, and 47 Tissue Drive, Trincity. Super Quality Supermarket.
Welcome to OATS, Optimal Alternative Treatment Solutions Limited, the future of healthcare, which provides full body scans, which we detect and treat cancer, tumors, all heart conditions, cysts, fibroids, dementia, Parkinson's, just to name a few. No radiation and medication is not needed. If you are tired of getting no results, call us at 354-4459 or 356-7226.
Welcome back to the program Conversations with Zelisa. I'm Zelisa and I'm in conversation with Robin Kissoon, life coach. Today he's talking about going beyond divorce. Life continues, doesn't stop there, and it's all about a new life, a new you, a new beginning, a new chapter. But you have to close the other one, and don't bring that baggage or the problems that you've faced in that particular relationship into your new relationship. And I also, Robin, welcome back. I also feel it is very important when you close that chapter or you close that door to that relationship before you, I stand to be corrected, but this is my perspective, before you find yourself into another relationship, I really feel you need to identify with yourself and fix you first.
Fix you, must fix you.
Because what's going to happen is that you take a little of that.
Not a little, all of it.
You see? Good.
All of it goes forward.
Yeah.
Right?
So fix you.
Fix you.
Be happy with you. Love you for
Love
who
you.
you are.
Yeah.
Because very often when you get divorced, the thing is you keep questioning yourself.
Yeah.
Am I not beautiful enough? Am I not good enough?
Yeah.
Where did I go wrong? You start, your mind is crazy
All over the
and
place.
everywhere.
And your mind will make you believe things too, right? Because if you stand in front of the mirror and you have a little extra weight, you start questioning that. If you went with somebody else, you start thinking what it is she have that I don't have, and you go into so much guilt and shame. And then there's a inner anger and bitterness that sometimes we don't even understand. Right, and then a lot of time you get so fearful of you opening up or going into another relationship and those things. So there are many things that are happening to you. So when I say a new life, is you now recognizing where you are now in life, broken, hurt, suffering, all of those things, right? Attached to something that no longer wants you or needs you, right? So you have to break that attachment.
Reality.
Yeah?
You have to come to terms with the fact that this is no more.
Yeah.
You are no longer my husband, you are no longer my wife. I'm no longer related to you.
Yeah. So we have to cut the ties, right? And as difficult as it may sound, and people might say we are making it easy, it's not easy because I held on. And the thing about holding on is that you shut the door to possibilities for you, right? Of course, I don't tell people get out of a relationship, go into another relationship. I tell people heal, find you, find the true you, right? Allow that true you now to blossom, right? And the things, like I said when I told you about my life, you must be able to recognize your shortcomings, right? The way you thought, the things you were holding on to, your thoughts, your beliefs, right? The emotions, and you can change those things, right? And you could recreate yourself anew into a whole brand new you. I did that. The Robin Kisoon that is here and the Robin Kisoon that was there and married, it's two different people completely, you know.
Robin, I want to add today to the topic, not just going beyond divorce, but perhaps also going beyond the death of a loved one.
Yeah, same thing, yeah.
And the reason I'm adding that today is because today is actually 2 years
Yes.
since my husband went to the great beyond. And I've recently been getting very stern talks from very close people. Lisa, you need to pick up your pieces and you need to get your life together. And I think people fail to realize, I mean, I welcome what everybody say, I embrace it, I understand, but it's also about doing it in your time.
Yeah, your time.
And it's also what happened to me, and I'll use me as an example because there are many women out there that would meet me and say, Zelisa, I could relate because I also lost a husband and I know how it feels as single parents and things like that. But what I did was found myself being very consumed and very busy, so I got involved with the radio station and I took that over and I put my heart and soul into that. My daughter, who continues to be my strength, my inspiration, my heartbeat, you know, recently someone very close to me said, you know, she's going to become an adult one day and she's going to have a life of her own.
That's right.
So you need to realize you're not getting younger, you're getting older.
And they will move on.
What I want to say here is that I don't know why society thinks you need to be with someone or have a partner to be complete.
So
I respect the fact that there is a void. I respect the fact that you need to, when you're ready for that, only you will know when the time is right.
And only then it should be, right?
And only then it should be.
Because, and I'll tell you why. Now, most people think relationships is about intimacy or sexual relationship, and that's not true.
Right.
Okay? A relationship can be just be companionship, people in your life, right, that makes you feel, sometimes you don't need people to make you complete, but memories, every memory you build, every experience that you have, the end of every experience is an emotion, okay? If you are always alone and you're having experiences, you go for coffee or you go for dinner or you don't go because you're alone, right? What emotions are tagged with all of these experiences that you could have had, should have had, or did not have, right?
Oh, that's a nice way. That's a lovely way of explaining that. So, because you would tell yourself, why would I go out for dinner alone? Or why would I go have a cup of coffee out when I could have that at home and lay and be relaxed and comfortable?
Right.
But then in your perspective, understanding that now, you are taking yourself away then from other experiences that can help you to blossom. Is that what you're
right.
saying?
And find you again, to love you again, to feel good about you, to know who you really are. And I tell you something, underneath the pain and the hurt, underneath the guise of that marriage or that separation or death, there's something that is so beautiful that was, right? And we lose it when we get into a relationship, we lose ourselves, okay? And when we lose ourselves, we try to please the next person, we try to live because we have to fulfill the duties or the responsibilities that come with that, right? And we lose ourselves, right? So what I'm saying here is that by you going out, by you doing things, by you meeting people, you start opening yourself up now to possibilities, right? I'm not saying you'll go into a relationship that is going to be the most beautiful, no. And I'm not encouraging you to do that either.
Because Robin, there is always a fear of being hurt,
right?
A fear of not finding the person that would live up to your expectations or standards, or to meet
somebody, right? Yes.
No, or to meet someone with the same qualities. So there's always that barrier, that fear. I want to go to this that just came in.
Yeah, sure.
Let's read it. Hi, Zelisa. Many times we look at people's faults and think they are making us unhappy. But do we examine ourselves and think if we are making our partner unhappy? When we are angry and have hate for anyone, we don't seem to realize we are hurting ourselves.
Exactly so.
And I think this person is on point, don't you? Yeah, yes. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, Zelisa, is that the fear of, you see, you can't match something with something that has gone. So that's the first step. You have to overcome that, right? Because everybody have their own personality, have different things to offer you, okay? And you just have to be open to the universe. Now, if you go into a relationship because you're looking for a relationship, you're going to get hurt. If you go into a relationship because you have these fears, you're going to pay the right.
Yeah, I agree.
So you just ride in the wave, listening to everybody and following blindly. What's going to happen, man? If you're like a rudderless boat, you're going everywhere the breeze push you, right?
Is it that why some people find themselves in multiple relationships? Because they keep going, skipping, going,
hurting everyone, right? Feeling used, feeling abused, right? They don't feel better about themselves, you know, right?
I can't see you feeling better about yourself.
How could you? You have to deal with you all the time, and you must remind yourself. But you can go out with people, you can sit, you could have casual conversations. You could also have inspiring conversations, or even you could talk about, if you're in media and you go with somebody who knows media, you could talk about that. If you go and you love movies, you could talk about movies, right? And if it is you about spiritual things, you can have a conversation like that. Yeah. Once you start doing things like that, you start finding your true self. Yeah. You don't have to look for somebody, you know. This universe is so designed that when you are in the right place, people come to you naturally. That right person will just come so effortless into your life. You don't have to look, you don't have to do anything. It will just happen effortlessly.
It's about putting out the right energies out there.
That's right. It's always about the right energy. Because you are energy being.
The power of your thoughts.
That's right. How you think, how you feel, and how you act. Three things will always decide what happens to you. Right? And people need to understand that. So what I'm saying to you guys here, just get out there, find yourself, be you. You know, dress nice, not for nobody else, you know. Dress nice because you look in that mirror and you love what you see.
It's like women, and every time I go to my hairdresser, I say, oh gosh, when I come here I feel like $1 million and I want to go out because you make me feel so good and you make me feel so beautiful.
Right.
And so you're
that's
right.
A start.
It's a start.
Right.
Yeah. With that, let's go to these important messages. I am in conversation with Robin Kisoon. He's a life coach. And today he's talking about going beyond divorce, going beyond death, living, life continues, yeah? And of course, when we return, we continue our conversation. You can send your WhatsApp messages like, you know, any questions or concerns you may have. You want to join in on the conversation, or if you want to call, you're free to do that when we return. Stay with us.
Visit Agri-Savers Limited, number 19 Orange Grove Trace, St. Augustine, for all your agriculture, livestock, pet, agri-equipment, hydroponics, cannabis, fishing tackle supplies and much more. Open Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Contact 473-6074, 663-1094. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Tile Expression Limited, the #1 leader in tiles. Large stock, unbeatable prices, wide variety of porcelain tiles, ceramic tiles, wall and floor tiles, residential and commercial, granite and quartz countertops. Best quality from Spain, Italy, Brazil, India and China. Tile Expression Limited, conveniently located Monroe Road, Kunapir. Telephone 693-0015 or 223-TILE.
Passage to Asia, the award-winning restaurant and banquet suite located in the heart of Chaguanas, the best fusion food restaurant in Trinidad and Tobago. From the second you enter to the moment you leave, you will be treated like royalty. Come, dine in luxury and enjoy the finest combination of Asian cuisine prepared by skilled and qualified chefs at Passage to Asia. The experience is truly unforgettable. Perfect for families, couples, and large groups. Passage to Asia, located at St. Ives Street, Chaguanas. Contact 672-2701. Also, visit us on Facebook and Instagram.
You know me. This is Bo Tiwari, and I want to invite you to a wonderful 1-hour show, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. every Monday. Freedom Monday is what it is, and I invite you to join me with my guests, people who know what they are talking about on issues that matter to you and to others, and on important issues of the day in Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean, and the world. Please join me for Freedom Monday. Bo Tiwari, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. every Monday starting Monday 10th July. So join me on U97.5 FM Multicultural Radio and Conversations with Zelisa on Synergy TV.
Therapeutic treatments and tutoring by Nandi, certified occupational massage therapist and reflexologist, specialized in all types of therapeutic treatments like massages, reflexology, medicopping, detoxification, sinus drainage, body analysis scans, supplements and much more. Call or WhatsApp today at 320-7256 or 323-2060. He's a life coach, and today he's talking to us about living a new life, whether it's after a separation, a broken relationship, a divorce, the death of a loved one. The fact is, you are alive, and life continues. You
Yes.
have your duty and responsibilities. You need to pick up the pieces and move on.
Yes. I tell you something, Zelisa.
Please.
We could go back to your case. And I remember your beautiful story, how you meet up this guy, right? Wasn't supposed to be, remember? You went somewhere foreign, supposed to drop
Sorry?
something, your husband, right? You remember that story? You told me that so many times, right? How beautiful it was.
Yes.
That this whole universe conspired to bring that moment for you.
Yes.
Right? Were you looking?
No.
But that's the point.
Yeah.
This is the point. But you would have been in a place vibrationally where you were ready for something. Understand what I'm saying, eh? It's the same thing I'm telling my people out there, that unless you are ready for a relationship, don't go trying something. That doesn't make sense. It's not like you're trying to fix something, so you try something, and if it works, then you try the next thing.
Right.
No, it's not about
it's
that.
Not like changing clothes, having a bath and changing clothes.
We are talking about
You're
an
correct.
emotional
Your life,
being,
yeah, you're correct.
right?
Yeah.
An emotional being who has the mental aspect, which is the mind, right? The emotional side is where you feel. You have a physical side, right, that we can touch and experience, right? But you also have your spirit, which is much larger than you,
Yeah.
right? So it's all aspects of you going through this change in this moment, right? So what people need to do is to be comfortable with themselves. They need to find peace with themselves and their life where it is, you know. Every end is a new
I
beginning.
agree. And love you first.
Yes. Work
That's
on
not
you,
being
love you,
selfish,
believe in
Robin.
you. No, it's not.
I tell people all the time, and I mean this, if you cannot love you, you cannot love anyone else.
No, you can't.
And that's not being selfish. You have to learn to love you.
Yes, and that's the mistake that most people make. They go out there looking for somebody to love you. If you have to do that, you're in trouble. Because the day that condition change, you change. You're going back into hurt, pain, and suffering.
Correct.
Right?
You're very correct.
If you're running, people will say, well, you know what, I'm going out there, or running out, I'm going to hike, I'm going to do different things, right? Nothing is wrong if you do the things, eh? Understand what I'm saying? People will want to explore. But if that becomes your tag, where you hold on to that, because that gives you the joy, whatever, it's all external.
Yeah.
You're not working with you internally.
Okay.
You're not aligning yourself to the greater good that you can experience, right? And this is why I'm saying to our viewers, the first thing you do, you fix you find you love you believe in you trust that somehow the universe is conspiring to bring things just for you. When you reach that place, your life is totally different now. You have created a new you, right? Now, anything you think about you, anything that you believe you are, right? Anything you say about yourself, that's what people out there will do to you, you know. The universe, the people out there, they could only hold you up as high as you hold yourself. They could only give you back what you believe you are deserving of or worthy of, right? And if you believe that you're not good enough, that's what you're going to get. Right? Yes. And it's only when you change all of these things and you start believing, hey, you know what, I'm worthy, you know, I'm worthy to receive. I'm worthy to be the best me, right? I'm worthy of a beautiful, yes.
Okay. Some messages. Hi, Zelisa. Good morning. Nice show as usual. Okay, good. Thank you. Hi, Zelisa. This is Mr. Robin. Yes, he has a number, and I'll share it with you. And anyone of you think that you need counseling, yes, his class is restarted. His number is 720-7090. 720-7090. And I know that he does counseling privately for families, for couples, and beyond as well. And his classes resume.
Yes.
Good. Congratulations on that as well. Great.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's important for you as the individual to redefine yourself. Who you were is not who you are. And if you hold on to who you were, that's why we are in problems. Because as you are changing, or the situation in your life is changing, right? The dynamics of life forces you to act, to think, to behave differently, right?
What you're saying, yesterday I was in a prayer session with someone, and that's exactly what he said. Who you were doesn't define who you are now.
No.
Let that be.
Right, let it go.
Let that go.
Yes.
Close that door, and don't allow that to define who you are at
this
time.
moment.
Great.
Right? Because
Good
moving
message.
forward, if you do that, right, you cut the ties, the emotional ties that you have with the past, right? You also cut, as we say, the contractual agreement, in inverted commas, that you have with those people, whether it's the ex, the in-laws, whatever. It's not that you're going to be bad with people, you know. You could still see people, hi, how are you, be nice.
Yes.
Right?
Be respectful.
Respect.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah,
and you
you're
can
correct.
continue maintaining that, right? You're not changing that.
Right.
But the new you need you to be a different person moving forward. And that different person is you learning from all of the past experiences. Because life is like a school, you know. And Earth is the best school in the planet. Because Earth's school teaches us life, right? And it teaches us how to deal with situations, circumstances, people, right? And the only way we got where we are is because of a series of experiences that we have had throughout our life.
Okay.
Right? If you had a broken childhood, you'll be different sitting here, you know. Right? Because the people who have broken childhood, sometimes they're not given opportunities like somebody who had a better home. Your parents may have been strict, but they would have held you strong, guided you to where they would like you to go.
Oh my God, my father was a disciplinarian.
Right.
I mean, when I look at when I reflect and I go back and think of my father, the way he was when I was growing up, and I look and observe the way he is with my daughter.
Totally different.
I say, but wait now.
Totally different.
Oh gosh.
Right. So you see, again.
Even my mother was not the type of mother who would cuddle and love and speak to you.
But see how she'll be with the grandchild?
My gosh, you should see the names that she has for my daughter and how she would embrace her and they spend time together.
Right.
And sometimes I would say, I wish I had that with my mother.
Right.
But
There's
I
the
don't
point.
make that mistake with my daughter.
Exactly. That's your learning curve there.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you have to understand that you can do different. You are
Right.
empowered.
Yeah.
You see it, you feel it, and you experience it. Those things. The lack of it or having it, one out of the two. So if you have had it, it's okay. You know what it feels like. You can do it. If you didn't have it, then there's a yearning. There's
Right.
a desire for this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So what you do now as you move forward in your life, you take those things forward and you start implementing it in your own life.
Okay, good.
Right?
Yeah,
And this is
you're
where the
correct.
difference
You try
is.
to correct
Right.
what you know that hurt or pain or,
Yeah.
or whatever.
So-
you try to fix. Yes.
I
yes.
tell you, end of one relationship, marriage, or anything like that is the start of a new one. Okay? Let this be the biggest start in your life.
You heard it. You're
Because
listening.
now you come with a wealth of knowledge, of experience, of wisdom. Imagine you leave this job here right now. With all that you know in media, broadcasting, radio. Man, wherever you go, that goes with you. Not so? They
Yes,
can't take that
yes,
from
nobody
you.
could. Yeah, you're
Right?
correct.
That's your experience. They could say you're not good, you could say anything about you, but you can't take what you have experienced and turn into a wisdom, let me call it wisdom, where you have the knowledge, the know-how, the experience, right? And you could apply things, right? You could recreate this whole place like if it never happened before.
Very true.
With what you have, right?
Very true.
The same thing with your life. That wisdom, that learning, those experiences, the hurt, the pain, the suffering, the things you didn't get right, all of those things are good starting point to move forward. Because why? We learn, we grow, right? We became more aware or more conscious of our unconscious acts or behaviors.
So, for those who are at a place where they had a divorce, but they're still very broken.
Yeah.
They're still hurting. They're in that place where, you know, the sun is no longer shining for them, and they feel empty. They feel lost. They feel less than who they are. What do you say to those people today?
Right. The first thing is the awareness. You have to become aware
Be
of
aware.
what you are going through, right?
Okay.
How this relationship or the lack of it is making you feel. Become aware of that, right? The second thing you must do is ask yourself, can I do this on my own?
I
And
hope
this
you're
is what
taking
people
notes.
don't understand. eh?
Robin, I want you to hold that
Yeah.
thought right there. We need to take a break,
Sure.
and when we return, we continue our conversation with Robin Kisoon, life coach, talking about going beyond divorce, living beyond the death of a loved one. When we return, stay with us.
Let's go, let's go. let's go.
Where?
The Fab India Expo Shiguanas, they have announced their final extension.
Final extension?
I thought they were going to be here for a little while. I have a whole list to shop for.
You always wait for last minute.
You know how much I like bargains. Last time they were closing, I got nearly 80% off.
They've got their Dosa festival happening as well. I need to tell my friends about it.
I will eat tandoori chicken, naan, butter chicken, biryani. Oh gosh, my mouth watering.
Also, I want to try their Bombay head massage.
I'll get a pedicure. You know the spa? They have 50% off on a Tuesday.
We have a few days left. They're closing on Monday, July 17th.
Monday the 17th of July.
Yes, Fab India Expo, opposite Medford gas station, Shiguanas. Closing on Monday, July 17th.
Super quality supermarket. Best quality and great prices. Get your fresh fruits, vegetables and meats. It's a one-stop shop for the most affordable groceries, baby items, kitchen supplies, bathroom accessories, car care supplies, pet food, toys and lots more, all at Super Quality Supermarket. Wide aisles, fully air-conditioned and secured parking. 3 locations nationwide: Couva Car Park, Couva, 98 Endeavour Road, Shiguanas, and 47 Tissue Drive, Trincity. Super Quality Supermarket.
Before you choose a life of crime, know that the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago are fed up of you. More than 22,000 have already provided anonymous tips to Crime Stoppers, leading to countless arrests and convictions. You will never know who they are, but with Crime Stoppers' anonymous tipster system, everyone will soon know you. Call Crime Stoppers anonymously at 800-TIPS today.
Welcome back to the program Conversations with Zelisa, where we continue to inform, educate, empower, and answer those unanswered questions. And for many of us, you know, there are those questions that we are hoping to get the answers for, but in reality, we are the only ones responsible for making those answers come to us so that we can understand. Knowledge is power. And when you have the knowledge, the important thing is not just to keep the knowledge, but to apply it and make a difference.
That's right.
Yeah? In conversation with Robin Kisoon, life coach. And Robin, I want to go straight back into, you know, finding yourself again, loving you, and being able to close that chapter.
Close the chapter.
Close that door.
Right.
And embrace a new beginning.
Yeah? Because if you don't close the door, new ones don't open up. That's one thing. The second thing is, if you keep the door open, you are staying attached to your past.
Right.
Right? If you stay attached to your past emotionally, you will be drained. Right? You will go down into more hurt, pain and suffering. Right? You get more angry and bitter. Right? In fact, you could get depressed, you could get sick, all kind of things could happen to you.
Right.
Right? When you start closing the door, you're not shutting people out of your life. And I want people to understand that. If you love somebody, you could love them till you die.
Right.
Right? That do have
I
to
said that
change.
on radio this morning.
Yeah.
If you love someone, you can't just not love them.
Love them, right?
You love them, they will always be in your heart, they will
Love
always
them,
be in your
nothing is
memory.
wrong with
There will
that.
always be something that you would be reminded of that person.
Love them, it's okay.
Yeah, it's
right?
okay.
But you don't have to have them. Because if you have to have them to love them, then you don't love them. Understand what I'm saying, eh?
Repeat that.
If you have to have them to love them, then you don't love them. That's attachment.
Okay.
Attachment is not love.
Okay.
Right? That's two different things.
All right.
Love is wherever you are, however you are, whatever you do. I love you. I don't have a condition for loving you. I just love you.
It's like
for
loving
you.
your parents. There's
That's
an
right.
unconditional love,
But
whether
your
they're angry or not. Yeah.
Your child, she's going to fall, she's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
break something.
Yeah.
Right? You don't
Yeah.
stop loving her.
No,
You might
you're
get a
very
little
correct.
upset.
Yeah,
but,
of course
right?
you get upset.
Right.
Yeah.
But you still love her. You're
Of
going to hug her up.
course,
You're going to
certainly.
play with her hair.
Yes.
And tell her how beautiful she is.
Yes.
Right?
True, you're correct.
So what I'm saying is, you have to break the attachment. You have to stop it there, and you now have to get help. People don't understand this. If you can't do something alone, seek out help. Now, help don't mean you have to go to a counselor or a doctor or that kind of help. Maybe that will help you, right? maybe you might just decide to go back to church or temple or something. I'm just saying, right? Why? Because you need something to lift your spirit.
Nice.
Right?
I like that.
Right.
Get involved.
Get involved.
Okay.
Okay?
Something I also believe, and I think it's important that we get this point home, and that is not everybody would have the ability to do it on their own.
Nope.
And I want to get this point across and identify it. Just as if you have a medical problem, a health concern, you go to a doctor. You have a legal problem, you go to an attorney.
Yeah.
When you have a problem, when it comes with yourself as an individual, you need people like Robin, a counselor, a life coach,
Yes.
to help you to find yourself, regain your confidence, and to help you grow again and go
Exactly.
forward.
Because
If you know you cannot, or if you know right now that you have a child in that situation, or you have a sister or a brother,
Yes.
or an aunt or an uncle or a parent in that situation, then make sure you guide them to get the right help, because every day that goes by is a day that they lose
exactly.
because they're unhappy, they're disenchanted, and they lose the opportunity to be happy.
Right. But what we don't understand too is that if you're not living, you're dying. So somebody will say that, okay, well, you know, all are we going to die? Yes, I'm
Yeah.
not talking about that.
Right.
But when you're living, when you're enjoying, right, when you're doing things that you feel good about, you become so alive. Your energy, everything, your immune system, right, strengthens,
Yeah.
right? When you go the opposite, your immune system starts shutting down, your DNA, the switches start shutting down too, right? And that's why we go into sickness or disease, right? A lot of people into depression, some into anxiety, right? Some people get panic attacks, all kind of thing when they think about these things, right? So you are holding on to something that you can't have, you want it running away from you, you running towards it more and more. How does that make sense? Right? What you need to do is to start all over. Say, hey, you know, I did this one, I can do it again. But here's what.
Right.
I am going to be a better version of myself.
Nice.
Right? I'm going to learn from those experiences. Right? What worked for me, I can move forward with that. Understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
If I was kind, if I was caring, if I was loving, don't change that because somebody else didn't get it. Those are good qualities you want to move forward with, right?
Nice. Yeah,
So you
correct.
move forward with that.
Yeah.
But if you was one who sometimes would lose it, you'll get angry, you'll have little violent outbursts at time, or controlling in nature sometimes, whatever it is, right? And you
correct.
see those things worked against you, well then work to change that,
Nice.
right? That's what you have to do. So you have to identify the patterns, the behaviors, the emotions that you are walking around with to move forward. So when you seek help, right? If you go to the temple or the church or something like that, what you are actually doing is lifting yourself vibrationally. You go there, you start feeling good in your presence, whatever, music, whatever is playing, messages, you start lifting your vibration, you start feeling good, okay? That helps to change you. Now, if you go to the movies or dinners or those things, all of these things will start lifting your energy because you're going out there, you're doing things. Now, if you need those things to be happy, then you're going to the wrong place.
Aha.
Hear what I'm saying, eh?
This is important.
Right. Because now you are pegging all of that, what you're supposed to have inside of you, out there.
Okay.
So if your happiness is with that person and that person don't show up, what happens? If your happiness is when I go and I do this thing and you can't do this thing, what will happen?
So that's when you become dependent.
Dependent.
Okay.
Right? So you don't want that.
No.
You want to move away from that. I am saying you need to go inwards, the inner journey where you find that inner peace, that love, that joy. You feel so good about you that you don't need anybody or anything to validate you. Okay? That's the first thing. The second thing is whatever is happening out there, however it's changing, I am unchanging because I still feel good. If you are available and we can go, oh, I'm happy, we go.
Yeah.
Right? We have dinner or we go and have a coffee and we move again, right? So what I'm saying to people is that the internal journey has to be the one that you seek out now. And I tell you this much, you know, when you start to find you, when you start loving you, you'll realize how amazing you are, Zelisa.
That's
Every
very true.
one of us are so
Robin.
unique and so beautiful. We are so special,
You're
right?
very, very
But
correct.
situation, circumstances, people take that away from us. When we allow them to pull it away from us, right?
I want to elaborate on that because our time is very limited, and the reason I want to elaborate on that is because I always give the message to women in particular: do not become dependent. Try and have some sort of independence.
Yeah.
Because you will find a day and a time where you will have to find that. And if you were totally dependent, it's very difficult to find back that independence. And I will explain, because I've been there, done that. As much as I was a woman that was working and very independent and had that strength within myself and that way about me, I was very dependent on my husband.
Right, he did everything.
He paid
for you.
all the bills, fill up the gas tank, did everything. Made sure that even sometimes when I would get home, ensure that the house is at a certain time, cool down. I'm just saying simple things that we take for granted. And I indirectly did not understand how I depended on that. I'm dependent on him to make every decision and to do everything and to put everything in place and fill out form. I did absolutely nothing when it came to that. Right. So when the good Lord said, well, I'm taking him home.
What happened to you?
I didn't know where to even pay a cable bill, where to pay a credit card bill, because I never did it.
That's the point.
So I had to regain my independence. But
right.
You know what?
Yes.
You're correct. You love yourself and you respect yourself. When I go back to 2 years ago from this day, and that shattered feeling, that lost feeling, that empty feeling, please don't think that I'm not hurting or I'm not lost so I don't feel empty. But I'm really proud of myself and Malika.
Exactly.
Because we've come a long way.
Yes.
We've become a long way. We learn to become independent. We've learned to pick up our pieces.
Yes, you're learning to live.
We've learned to deal with situations on our own without becoming dependent on anybody else.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm proud of that. I'm stronger because of that.
That's right. And you
and
will
that's
continue.
The message, and that's the message that I leave for women and even men out there.
Yeah.
You know, there are also men who depend on their wife to pay every bill, to do everything, to cook. Everything is the wife. She even go. And my grandfather was like that. Yeah. My grandmother would go pay the bills. My grandmother would go make the market. My grandmother would, and unfortunately he passed before her, so he didn't experience that. But think about men in that situation.
No, I was like that.
You see?
Everything was done for me. I had the wife, and then my parents lived with me. So everybody was babying me.
He was the son.
They did everything right.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. When the wife left and then the parents died.
Yeah.
It was me alone to.
You were shattered. Yeah.
But you know what? I could cook. I can wash.
Yeah.
I can iron.
Yeah.
I can keep the house clean and nice. I can arrange my place the way I wanted to. I have all the designing skills, everything. You saw my coffee shop. You saw my classroom. How beautiful it was,
oh,
right?
Yeah, you
understand?
Have impeccable taste.
Right, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So I learned, right? So now my resume has been updated, you know. So if I get out there in the market for somebody, I have all of this stuff.
Changing gas or pumping gas or going to the grocery, I'm going to the, I do everything.
So we have much more to offer.
I have people I put in place to help do certain things that would now take responsibilities for some things, because I can't do everything on my own. But I learned to do things.
Right, so somebody finding you now is getting a better version of you.
Oh, that's a strong statement.
Yes.
Thank you, Robin. Again, my heartfelt thanks and gratitude. And as always, I would always thank you for where I'm at in life, because I remember at a point in time, this is long before Barra died, and I was very broken, and you were the one that said to me, very sternly, Zelisa, if you could do it, and you could build an organization for someone, then you can do it yourself. Today I have my TV show, I have the radio station, I'm happy. I would have had moments in my life where I dropped very low and challenges, but I learned to bounce back.
But something to Zelisa.
And to weather the storms that come.
You went to other stations, right, throughout this country, right? Or
Yeah.
maybe all of them almost. Anyone looks like this?
No.
From all angles.
And I get it from everybody.
Presentation,
Thank
everything,
you.
right?
Thank you.
Floor, the walls, the beauty in this building, right? How you put things together is amazing.
Thank you.
Rest assured.
Thank
right?
you. I'm humbled by that.
Yeah.
Thank you kindly, Robin. I wish you all the very best. And let me remind all of our listeners and our viewers, if you need help, you need counseling, you need guidance, please call Robin. He's a life coach. He has his classes, or he could do individual, speak with you one-on-one counseling. 720-7090. 720-7090. Reminding you, we have a repeat of the program today at 3 o'clock on Synergy TV. Stay with us, U975 FM Multicultural Radio. Thank you so much for choosing us. Please respect the law of the land. Here's reminding you that with God, all things are possible. I am Zelisa Budusing Rupani. Thank you so much for choosing us.